was wondering who that might be, but it's just the piss-poor peasant Mr. Saito. Mr. Adachi, you're a high school dropout that hasn't been given any real position. I'm impressed. I thought you could eat at a high-end restaurant like this. Today is our wedding anniversary, and it's been exactly 3 years since I married my wife. Did you say wife? Last year and the year before, we weren't able to do anything for it, so this year we wanted to eat at somewhere delicious. Interesting.
Hi, I'm Takaomi's wife. My name is Mizuki. I heard that you work together with my husband.
Together is a generous statement. He's more like a client.
I see.
Oh, jeez, what's with your wife? Her face is covered in marks, how nasty. Hey, Mr. Adachi, this is a restaurant, you know? What's your point? Please don't speak about my wife like that. You're in no place to talk back to me like that. That's crazy. Hey, wifey, what happened to your face? Why is it like that? Mizuki, you could ignore him. Hey, stop interrupting our conversation! This is none of your business. You were beat by your family, or you suffered a terrible burn, or, ooh, I know, Takaomi is hitting you, isn't he? Excuse me? And somehow you're still a married couple for 3 years, huh? That's enough already.
Takaomi, it's okay. It doesn't bother me at all.
But still. Your wife has to stand up for you. How pathetic. Before my patience completely runs out, please return back to your own table. What, a lower-class loser from the bottom has something to say to the sales manager of a major company? We're not working right now. This is completely my private time. If you cause too much of a commotion, it's gonna be an inconvenience to the other customers as well as the staff. Ugh, you peasant, who do you think we are? Don't bring your disgusting wife to a place like this! Mizuki! My name is Takaomi Saito, 27 years old. I got a job straight out after graduating middle school, and I worked in the construction industry. These days, I don't get made fun of for it much anymore, and every day is a busy day building houses for people to live in and renovating various shops and restaurants. The reason why I had to start working straight out of middle school is because both of my parents passed away one after the other. My father in a traffic accident and my mother from her chronic illness. None of my relatives wanted to take me in, so I was left with no other choice. In the beginning, I was living in the company dorms, but now I live together with the most important woman in my life in an apartment together. Hey, Mizuki.
What's wrong, Takaomi?
It's gonna be 3 years since we got married, you know?
You're right. I can't believe it's been 3 years already.
I was thinking that maybe we can go out for a nice dinner to celebrate?
A restaurant?
Yeah, at the popular high-end one, MoniRobo La Suilo.
That place, every tasting menu is expensive, and it's so famous. Isn't that the Italian restaurant that celebrities go to?
Yeah.
But isn't that way too far out of our reach?
Don't worry, I've been working hard and saving up just for this day.
Is that why lately you've been not going to your company's happy hours?
That's right, for you, Mizuki.
That's so thoughtful of you.
These last 3 years, ever since we got married, I haven't been able to do anything for you.
That's not true. You've been working so hard for the both of us. If anything, I should be the one thanking you.
But you've been working 5 days a week at your part-time job.
Even still, compared to you, Takaomi, it's nothing.
This is an important day that only comes around once a year. We're not gonna be punished for a little bit of luxury.
Yeah, you're right. I suppose I should say thank you and just accept it.
Alright, then I'm gonna go ahead and call the restaurant to make a reservation.
Oh, I need to make sure I can cover the marks on my face with some makeup.
You really don't need to worry about that.
I'm sure there's a dress code and everybody around us will be rich, so I need to make sure I am prepared too.
Only if you want to.
Dinner at MoniRobo La Suillo, huh? I can't wait.
I met my wife Mizuki a few years ago on a day off of work. I was on the bus and headed toward the shopping mall when a drunk old man on the bus got on at the same time as her.
Your face looks like a bag of rocks there, missy.
He pointed and laughed at her. He wasn't being physically aggressive towards her, but I could tell that she was really uncomfortable, so I got in between them. It turned out that Mizuki didn't have any relatives because of a fire that she was trapped in when she was still a young girl, and her face bears a lot of scars. From the outside, we may be a poor couple, but we're perfectly happy with our lives together. Hello, I'm Mr. Adachi from Rookie Enterprises. Hello, Mr. Adachi. Oh? Well, if it isn't Mr. Saito. Is it just you today? Yes, all of the other employees besides me aren't here at the moment. Is that so? Well, that's disappointing. What? I was was just about to bring a new project to you guys. In that case, I'm happy to receive it. In the end, it will be up to the CEO whether to take it or not. But for the time being, no, I think it'll be much too much for you to handle. What makes you say that? I heard that you've been here ever since you graduated middle school, isn't that right? Well, a lot happened and the CEO took me in. What are you, an orphan? I'm not sure what you're trying to say here, but I'm doing the best that I can here. Huh? The CEO nor my bosses discriminate me based on my education, and even though they are strict, they're also very kind to me. Is that so? It may be true that compared to a lot of people who graduated college, my salary may be lower, but I'm not struggling to make ends meet or anything. Yeah, don't waste your time trying to put up a fight. What is with this guy? I'm the sales manager of a major company, and you're a lower-class peasant. I think it's pretty obvious who's on the winning team in life here. Construction workers are not lower class. It's almost cute how angry you are about it. Damn it, who does he think he is? Well, I guess I got no other choice. I'll leave the paperwork with you for now. Thank you, well received. I'll be taking responsibility for all this and ensure that it gets to the CEO. Alright, thanks. Adachi is an employee at that super famous Rookie Enterprises. Apparently, he has sold the most contracts and he's a smooth talker. However, he always looks down on me for my education or calling the construction industry the lower class. He is an adult bully. A few hours later, I suppressed my anger and handed the paperwork over to the CEO. He always tells me that I can talk to him anytime I run into trouble, and having such a great boss made me calm down quickly. That's right, for my beloved wife as well. I can't let these things bother me all the time. I took a few deep breaths and I went back to work as usual.
What? You're going to use all of our assets so that we can go to MoniRobo La Suillo?
Not all of it, but I was thinking we could use around half.
No, I appreciate the thought, but that's way too much.
But it's our wedding anniversary. I think we deserve it.
But spending that much on one dinner, isn't that too reckless?
It's not like we go out for dinner that much, and if we think about it as once every few years.
I understand what you're saying, but...
Didn't you say that you were excited about it though?
But I hope you didn't push yourself too much just for me.
We may not be the wealthiest, but I want to spend that precious day with my precious wife.
Takaomi.
Although, I guess it's lame for me to say something like that.
No, I think you've convinced me. You're right, Takaomi. In that case, we just have to enjoy it as much as possible.
Phew, I'm so glad she's back to being excited.
After we have a delicious meal, I'll be able to work twice as hard. I also got a raise at my part-time job, too. I can work just a little bit extra.
I'm always so grateful to you, Mizuki. Your positivity has always saved me.
A dinner date with my husband, Takaomi.
Our wedding anniversary was coming up in 2 weeks. When I made the reservation over the phone, the owner of the restaurant was very kind in listening to my requests, so I knew that it was going to be a memory that would last a lifetime. From there, perhaps I was just too excited about dinner, but I was often caught humming while I was at work. My senior colleague slapped me on the shoulder, saying, "Oh, you're in an awfully good mood," and I was more motivated than ever. I ate the lunch that Mizuki had made for me in practically one bite, and my construction work was going smoothly. Phew, one more thing and I think we're done. Tomorrow's finally the day. I can't wait to see Mizuki's happy face. Hello, this is Adachi from Rookie Enterprises. Oh, Mr. Adachi. Mr. Saito, I see that you're still working in a place like this. What can I help you with today? What do you want? Just confirming the progress, that's all. You know, since I need to double check with my own eyes that there hasn't been any trouble. We have everything going according to the schedule here, all for the new store that Rookie Enterprises is opening. Wow, it looks like you get it. I guess you can use that brain of yours despite being a high school dropout. My education has nothing to do with this. There are other employees around today too. Where is his consideration? Oh, I'm sorry, did I make you mad? No, don't worry about it. You know, I've really been thinking about this for some time now, but your company has really dropped its standards. Excuse me? I don't know why they won't hire more educated people, and yet they insist on keeping a high school dropout. I would never be able to do that. What? But we all know that the only reason why this company hasn't collapsed yet is because Rookie Enterprises has kindly given you all these contracts. Mr. Adachi, I can't let that one go. Please take it back. I haven't done anything wrong though, I'm only telling the truth. Anyway, you are crossing the line. But you lower class are just parasites waiting for the next contract to feed you, right? As the sales manager, I am well above you anyway.
Takeomi, this is a time for you to be patient.
But Mr. Igarashi...
Mr. Adachi, we are indebted to you every day, but don't you think you're taking these words a little too far there?
Sure, sorry. I'll be more careful in the future.
As for the progress of the project, you are welcome to ask the location director for the status. Please refrain from involving any other employees, especially Mr. Saito here.
Understood. Well then, I guess I'll go do that now. I wanted to give him a piece of my mind, but Mr. Igarashi stopped me. He was right. I am a member of this company and a member of society. If I were to get in a fight, not only would it affect myself, but it would also affect my company. Plus, tomorrow's the day I've been waiting months for. With my CEO's blessing, I'd also taken leave for the second half of the day tomorrow. He cheered me up and complimented my patience as I went home to Mizuki.
What do I do? I'm starting to get nervous.
Just be yourself as usual.
But I've never even been inside a place like this. I even took this dress to the dry cleaner.
I also haven't put on a suit in years. I went job searching back then in my middle school uniform.
All of the staff here are so polite and kind.
This is the internationally acclaimed MoniRobo La Suilo. The food is a given, but they're also just as famous for their customer service too.
Wow! All of these Italian dishes look amazing!
Why don't we start with some appetizers and a bottle of wine?
Sounds good.
Finally, the day we both had been eagerly waiting for. Yesterday, Adachi put me in the most foul mood, but I had tolerated it for this very moment. From the second we arrived, the staff greeted us warmly and showed us to our seats. And Mizuki and I were both excited like little kids. We started with appetizers and drinks, and since we barely get opportunities to drink like this, I ordered some wine in the higher price range that would taste luxurious. We cheered each other, and even from the first sip, it was so delicious that I was shocked in the best way.
Takaomi, this red wine is so delicious. I've never been able to enjoy alcohol much, but this is easy to drink.
I know you don't like dry wine, so I asked for one on the sweeter side.
It's perfect for the appetizers, too. I feel like royalty.
Well, that's over the top, isn't it?
I really want to take a photo and post it to my social media, but that's bad manners, isn't it?
Let's ask them to take a photo of us together later.
You're right. It would be nice to have at least that.
Huh?
Takaomi, is something wrong?
The person who just came into the restaurant. I feel like I've seen him somewhere before.
Is it someone you know?
It might just be a look-alike, but he's coming over here. I was wondering who that might be, but it's just the piss-poor peasant Mr. Saito. Mr. Adachi, you're a high school dropout that hasn't been given any real position. I'm impressed I thought you could eat at a high-end restaurant like this. Today is our wedding anniversary. And it's been exactly 3 years since I married my wife. Did you say wife? Last year and the year before, we weren't able to do anything for it, so this year we wanted to eat at somewhere delicious. Interesting.
Hi, I'm Takaomi's wife. My name is Mizuki. I heard that you work together with my husband.
Together is a generous statement. He's more like a client.
I see.
Oh, jeez, what's with your wife? Her face is covered in marks, how nasty. Hey, Mr. Adachi, this is a restaurant, you know? What's your point? Please don't speak about my wife like that. You're in no place to talk back to me like that. That's crazy. Hey, wifey, what happened to your face? Why is it like that? Mizuki, you could ignore him. Hey, stop interrupting our conversation! This is none of your business. You were beat by your family, or you suffered a terrible burn, or, ooh, I know, Takaomi is hitting you, isn't he? Excuse me? And somehow you're still a married couple for 3 years, huh? That's enough already.
Takaomi, it's okay. It doesn't bother me at all.
But still. Your wife has to stand up for you. How pathetic. Before my patience completely runs out, please return back to your own table. What, a lower class loser from the bottom has something to say to the sales manager of a major company? We're not working right now. This is completely my private time. If you cause too much of a commotion, it's gonna be an inconvenience to the other customers as well as the staff. Ugh, you peasant, who do you think we are? Don't bring your disgusting wife to a place like this! Mizuki! The person who had stomped over here with the loudest footsteps was none other than Adachi. Apparently, he was a regular here and he'd arrived with a woman. However, he pointed his finger at Mizuki's face while laughing, and to our disbelief, he threw the glass of wine all over her. Her head was covered and the smell of alcohol surrounded her, and the dress that she had just picked up from the dry cleaner was ruined. Look at your wife, she's so unpresentable.
What do I do? The wine got onto the food too.
You should have known that this isn't the place for people who look like monsters to come in. Now hurry up and get out. Mr. Adachi, what are you doing? Apologize now! Huh? Are you talking to me? We haven't done anything to cause you or anyone here any trouble. Your presence is causing trouble. This is a restaurant where celebrities gather and where people like me who work at major companies come to. I can't believe this. Not only being classist against my job, but to come and speak about my wife like that. Oh, did you think a peasant was gonna be welcome here? I may not have a higher salary than you, but I refuse to let you get in the way of our precious day. Oh jeez, are you trying to play superhero now? That suit and that dress look so cheap. It reeks of poverty around here. You bastard. What's wrong? If you're gonna punch me, then go ahead. In return, I'll just sue you and I'll have to make you pay a settlement. Ah, isn't this just too funny? It's so much better than going and watching a B-list movie.
Oh, I'd love for you to introduce me as well. What a coincidence, I was just thinking the same thing.
What? Mr. Satonaka? And...
Well, I didn't think I'd run into you here.
I didn't know that you were here as well, sir.
I'm the CEO and representative director of Rookie Enterprises. My name is Satonaka.
Are you real? Mr. Igarashi and the CEO of Rookie Enterprises, Mr. Satonaka? I was shocked that the both of them had come to the restaurant. According to my CEO, Mr. Igarashi, our company and Rookie Enterprises were planning on having a large upcoming project together. And in order to discuss that among other businesses, they'd snuck in to have dinner here. I explained that I was there with my wife for my wedding anniversary, and in an instant, Mr. Satonaka became a monster.
Adachi, I heard everything you had to say. You bastard, treating my precious employees like this. Have some shame, you child.
You don't have to get so mad about it, sir. Don't you agree that these peasants shouldn't have been in a high-end restaurant in the first place?
That's certainly not for you to decide.
Mr. Satonaka, you too?
I've heard all about Mr. Saito here and his great contributions to the company from Mr. Igarashi.
What?
Losing your parents when you were in middle school? That must have been so hard, and I'm truly impressed by the hard work and dedication you showed to your company. That's exactly how I feel. About 11 years now, it's been amazing to see how far you've come.
Sir,
I won't ask for your forgiveness. I know it's my responsibility that I let this guy run free. The harassment, the abuse toward Mr. Igarashi's company, and his employees is inexcusable. We will be considering an appropriate punishment for him.
You don't have to take it that far.
Nope, let us please put an end to this right away.
Sure.
Takeomi, why didn't you tell me about this sooner?
What?
About your wife's scars.
Well, that's because I didn't want to bring my personal life into the workplace.
Takeomi, you're like a son to me. When you entered the company, I told you not to hold back, didn't I?
Mr. Igarashi.
Did you say that your name was Miss Mizuki?
Yes, thank you for always taking care of my husband.
I should be the one thanking you. He's always the one taking care of me. And if you would like, Miss Mizuki, please allow me to help you erase the marks on your face.
What?
I have a friend who's a cosmetic dermatologist and a cosmetic surgeon. I'm sure that he would be able to help you.
Please, there's no way. I most certainly can't afford that kind of treatment.
You don't need to worry about the money, leave that to me.
Takaomi, that means that we might be able to make my face normal.
I'm so happy for you, Mizuki.
This is like a dream.
This may not be an apology, but please let me pay for your dry cleaning as well as your dinner today.
Thank you very much.
I entered this company at the age of 15 and worked myself to death for all these years. Mr. Igarashi really was like a father figure to me, and he's the person that I respect the most in this world. He would never tell me directly, but apparently he's constantly praising me whenever he speaks to Mr. Satonaka. I wish that I could make a joke about it, but I decided to keep my mouth shut.
Adachi, you better not think that you get to continue working at Rookie Enterprises like this.
What?
I'm embarrassed. How did things end up this way?
Mr. Satonaka?
Who in their right mind would think that they would raise their voice and insult people like that, without any consequence?
Oh, come on, please stop messing around with me like that. That was just a joke to lighten up the mood a little bit.
I see, so if it's just a joke to insult someone in front of all these customers, that's the first time I learned that. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
In what world? And it looks like it's not just your attitude toward Mr. Saito and his wife here. I bet there's more more complaints than I could possibly count against you.
Well, you see.
Just be prepared that this is not something that will be fixed in just an apology, you hear me?
Please, wait! Everything I do is for the profit of Rookie Enterprises!
Your excuses are useless.
But Mr. Satanoka... As for the woman that came with him, presumably Adachi's girlfriend, she said she didn't need a crybaby in a man, and she stormed out of the restaurant. Seeing him chase after her and desperately call out her name was sincerely pathetic. We unfortunately caused quite the commotion, but the staff and other customers forgave us. And our wedding anniversary turned out to be quite the party, and we were able to have the time of our lives. I later found out from Mr. Igarashi, but Adachi was fired the very next day by the CEO himself. On top of that, it came to light that he was behaving this way, not only towards me, but with multiple clients. However, he had been hiding those complaints from within the company, and I heard that he was grabbed by the collar when he was kicked out of the company. Mr. Satanoka was then running around left and right to apologize to those clients. Apparently, he was able to regain most of their trust immediately, and clean up the mess to continue growing as a company. Adachi's actions and reputation spread everywhere, and it was impossible for him to find another job. Even if he passed the first paperwork round, as soon as they saw him in the interviews, he was dropped one after another. Apparently, he's now depressed and holed up at home. His family and relatives all called him an embarrassment to their family, and apparently he was kicked out of his house, so now he's living all alone in a crap tiny apartment somewhere.
Takaomi, I'm finally done with class. I'm going to head to the cake shop now, but what do you want to eat?
That's great. Well, how about a strawberry cake?
Got it.
Mizuki, I feel like you're always in a good mood these days.
You think so?
Thanks to the treatment that Mr. Igarashi paid for, most of the scars on your face are gone too. I'm just grateful for it all.
Thanks to that, I feel like I'm even more positive than I used to be. In order to be able to give back, I want to change careers too.
You can always go back to school or even college as an adult.
It was always my dream to become a caregiver someday. I promise I'm going to pass that exam and get the certification.
I'm not worried. I know that you'll definitely get it.
Don't push yourself too much either, okay, Takaomi? Ever since you became a team leader, you haven't taken any breaks, have you?
It takes a long time to make sure the project is a success. I can't be taking breaks.
I think it's great to feel such a strong sense of responsibility, but it's not a bad thing to rely on those around you either.
Yeah, that's true.
As a reward to the both of us who are working so hard every single day, I think I'll buy an entire cake that's full of strawberries.
I'm looking forward to it.
All right, talk to you later.
After that, I was promoted to the leader of the project team. Up until now, from someone like Adachi, we may have been a very poor household, but the knowledge and experience that I gained over these last 10+ years wasn't for nothing. My beloved wife also went back to school while continuing her part-time job at the same time. The possibilities were endless, and it's now up to us to choose how we spend our lives. For me, all I need and all I want is to live a happy life with my wife.